REC means recording.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes as presented by the clerk for the November meeting?
Yes.
If so, motion to approve. Paul, second please.
2014
Andrea?
instead of 2015.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, that's true, Helen, thank you, yeah. November 3rd, 2015. So.
But I got 15 right there.
I know. Just being consistent.
No, thanks for the compliment. Or not the compliment, the mistake.
Because generations from now, when they're going to look at these minutes and say, boy, those guys. Okay, thank you. At this time, we allow the recognition of visitors and any public commentary. And we're honored today to have our chief librarian from the library district, Noreen. Last name, Noreen?
Format.
Format?
Format, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Mary is on the library district board, and she just has nothing but great praise for Noreen and the job you're doing. So if you want to address the board at this time.
Well, I just wanted to stop in. I've been at PSO now for 2 years, and I've tried to hit all the different government bodies that's in the library district. So I just wanted to come in and say hi and introduce myself.
Are you going to stay for the entire meeting?
Is it okay?
Certainly.
As long as you have me.
It might last about a half hour today. So if you have any questions of Noreen before you leave, I mean, the library, Mary's just thrilled with the library the way it's going. Under Noreen's direction. So
I got a question.
and now they've got the voting too. So.
Are you guys excited about having Township voting come over your place?
It should be fun. It should be interesting. It has more traffic, and maybe people see what we offer at the library too. When they come in, they can get their library card and read the papers and hang out for a while and vote. So it's great.
Fun.
Well, I think perhaps we might increase even the voting percentage of our registered population too. I think because this half over here is more sparse than where Randville is now.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get more participation in the voting.
Very possible.
Yes. So we're kind of anxious to see how that does reflect on the voting percentages.
Sounds good.
Do you have anybody in the library that can register voters?
Yes.
You do?
Most of the
Wonderful.
staff are registered. So they can
Registrars.
register.
Great. So that takes a lot of physical pain off of Glenn's back. He's got so many other jobs that he has to do.
Well, he plows
Drive a
the-
tractor around the farm.
They're driving to the library, so we've seen
Yeah.
that. So yeah.
No, thank you, Noreen. I think it's going to work out fine. Well, Township Plan Commission hasn't met this past month, so there's no report from them. Hear from our road commissioner, please.
A couple quick things. The tax levy for next year is here. Pass it around when Brian gets to that portion of the meeting and get the trustee's signature. And as we spoke at last meeting, the tax levy was not increased. It will remain the same. I have a piece of correspondence from Waco, Illinois. And as you can see on the round table back there, there's a couple copies of engineered drawings for the proposed water line through Little Township. And I'll just read you a couple of the highlights of the introductory letter. They've got a new engineer on the job. His name is Keith Mulholland. I have not spoken to him, but I will shortly. Just gives a description where they're going to run the line from, the 8000 North Road in Sumner Township, to a ground storage facility in University Park, 24-inch ductile iron water main. And I guess they must know a lot more than I know as a road commissioner, but they already got it. They're going to locate it along the east side of the Egyptian Trail between the edge of the pavement and the occupied right-of-way, which I don't find an agreement with. It says Aqua is in the process of obtaining easement rights from the owners of the underlying land. Please consider this Aqua's application for a permit to construct the pipeline in the occupied right-of-way. He mentions that he sent 2 copies of plans for my review.
Hey, Chris.
I need to make contact with him, so.
Is the unit ready?
Brian's no longer with him. That fish.
Okay. We're in a meeting right now. So.
I hope not.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
I don't know. I did speak briefly with Brian about this, and I guess I need to talk with Steve Fick, Sumner Township Road Commissioner, and Dave Deutsch from Money Township. I think we need to have a preliminary meeting prior to meeting with this gentleman, see where their final thoughts are on it. I'm a little perplexed why they want to put it where they do. I mean, in the very get-go, I offered them from the center of the right-of-way at the 33-foot line, 18 feet over, where they could have put the water line right in the pavement line. It did a much smoother, cleaner operation. They wouldn't have upset near the amount of homeowners that are going to be aggravated. But to my knowledge, they have settled with them, and I guess they gave them some kind of a stipend to get going. I don't even know the details of it. But, you know, we need to sit down with our negotiations and do what's fair for the road district and for the residents. So I'm still hoping to come out of it with a fairly good fee before we go addressing this thing in a formal fashion or with favor of it.
So then you really haven't settled yet?
Absolutely not. There's no negotiations. The last counter offer we made to them, they thought was way ridiculous, and there's been no conversation since. So I don't know what this gentleman's thoughts are and how he's going to be to deal with it. I guess we'll be finding out.
Because really, shouldn't you get this in writing before they start? Because I hear, I don't know if Warren knows anything, Warren Ray Nugent, Wilton Center, Enbridge tore up the roads. Now he's going to try to get some money.
Good luck.
Yeah, they're out of here. They're done, as far as I know.
Well, I don't know Ray's business, but I mean, at our level, and I explained this to the board early on, that we've got a bond covering that.
Okay, you do
So, yeah. In the same way with Explorer, but these people, when it gets to the end of their project and they start running tight on the budget, they start doing things that weren't agreed upon also. And I've got to have a meeting tomorrow morning with the Explorer people. I'm not real happy with what's going on down at Egyptian Trail, so.
And I ain't happy what they're doing in our field either.
Yeah.
It's just, they're going to be there till January. They ain't done, Brian.
It won't be done by January. They ain't gonna be done by
4,000 feet they got to push underneath the ground yet. They haven't even started.
It's all wet now. It's all wet now.
Yeah, I told him, you ain't gonna level it off now, when you do get the pipe in the ground.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. What's their hold up?
The drilling, they're 10 to 30 feet a day. That's all they're getting. I talked to the guy today, 10 to 30 feet. It's so damn hard, going through that bedrock.
Wow.
Then Explorer's upset with the construction company, because they, was it Price, Gregory? Meade said, oh yeah, we can do this and this and this. Well, they're not holding up to their end of the bargain. And Explorer's getting upset with them. So
We were at a pre-construction meeting with them, Glenn. They were going to be out of here in 40 days, start to finish. It long exceeded that. But they got themselves into a little bind with that boring over there by you.
Right,
They weren't
right.
keeping them.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the problem we got over on Egyptian Trail. We got an excavation there about 10 foot deep right at the edge of the road. And for the Thanksgiving holiday, unbeknown to me, they came and set a bunch of concrete barriers on the road. With no markings on them. And I don't even know right now, I don't even know who the contractor is that's doing it. I don't have any certificate of insurance from it. So tomorrow morning, they're either they close the excavation up or I do.
Right. You gotta protect yourself.
Yeah. Foggy morning, a school bus
Oh,
Oh.
gets in there and it'll be too good for any of us.
What road is that?
Egyptian Trail off the county line by the tank farm. And and Glenn has touched on the subject. I understand the problem they got. They started a project here and they didn't have a project finished over here. So now they had to come in here and reconstruct. Now, two different levels that they're going to meet are not the same, so they got an issue. But that's not my problem.
No.
But the only thing I did do, I did sign an extension of the road use agreement. They called about that, but at that time I wasn't aware that they were having these problems, or I wouldn't have been quite as lenient extending it. But I think I got all the right contacts with the people, and I'll see what happens tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Any more?
Currently, that's it.
Okay, thank you, Bruce. Helen, do you have anything for us? Anything going on as far as assessing in the township?
Do not.
Been any activity on the airport properties that were in process or in?
No. There's been nothing additional acquired since maybe September.
So the ground we're staying still in
Only demolition, that's not even.
only demolition on something that has already been approved. So like you said, we can tell.
Is there some property still hanging yet that they started to purchase?
Well, I
Don't they have to
think so,
finish that?
but I don't really, I hear things, but I don't have any documentation saying, which ones or when it started or nothing. I just look at the website frequently for the property acquired reports. It hasn't changed in months.
I was talking to that Barb, bear with me, Vialon.
Vialon? Yeah.
She was telling me that there's a handful of properties that are hanging out there yet, and the state's got to buy them, because if they don't and then come back, it's going to cost twice as much to purchase them. I
Well,
got that right?
That's probably the case, but I really don't know which ones
I don't either.
they
She didn't
are.
tell me.
And there's no documentation of it available to me or anyone else, I guess, but apparently it's maybe ongoing negotiations or maybe it's
But
just
wasn't
been
it about
halted
2-3 months
because-
ago that the legislation awarded the governor $5 million to pay for the projects that were started under Quinn's administration? So maybe that's part of it?
Maybe.
I'm just guessing, I'm just
Yeah.
throwing stuff out.
I don't know. I just don't have any information on it at all.
Yeah.
Glenn, have you got anything?
I said enough. No, I don't. There's no
They're good questions, Glenn.
I know. Well, you just...
You gotta bring it out, yeah.
It's getting frustrating around
I'm
here.
sure it is, Glenn.
You guys all know that, it's getting frustrating. No correspondence for the clerk.
Okay. I don't have anything at this time, except for the regular agenda that we'll be going through in just a moment. Trustees, anything at this time that you want to bring forward? I got your key, Warren. Okay, the old business, the day after we had our meeting, I went to Steve Tonkin's office and gave him the information, and haven't heard anything since. I called him this morning. He wasn't in. The secretary said as soon as he got it, he'd call you. Well, that hasn't happened. So I don't really know what the issue is right now. I'm sure it's just got to be follow-up on Steve's part, I guess. I don't know why it takes so long for just an acre.
That's Steve Timer.
At 1.62 acres, there wasn't any issues that I know of, but anyway, Steve has not gotten back to me, so I can't give you anything more than what we talked about last meeting. We set the January date for our annual township get-together. We have 5 dates. I'm sure probably one of them won't be anywhere near, but there are 5 Sundays. I prefer Sundays. Do you guys prefer Sundays? I don't care for Saturday or Friday nights. Friday nights I got to be at my own place. Saturdays, I think we'd be better service on Sundays. We're going to go to the Princess if that's all right with everybody. And we have the 3rd. I don't think anybody wants to go on the 3rd. So we have the 10th, the 17th, the 24th, and the 31st. Super Bowls, for those of you who like football, is February. So, is any of those dates where somebody cannot participate? Anybody want to name a date?
10?
10? Okay. All right. You bring somebody special or significant other, or I think you brought Chris last year, didn't you, Jerry?
I
did.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, more than welcome.
So, more than welcome. So, okay then, 6 o'clock with the Princess on the 10th. We'll have a meeting before then, obviously, but this way we've got the date set for the 10th of January, Sunday, at 6 o'clock. New business. Today we're going to be reviewing and approving the tax levy ordinance, which has to be in Joliet by the end of the month. As Bruce has already said on his, which I'll pass around now. Can I pass this around, Bruce? Do you have any comments on this? You already made the comments. Bruce's levy has not gone up. Unfortunately, if Joliet grants it to us, I haven't seen what their number is. Did you buy? Well, you wouldn't have known. They give you a number, and I haven't seen that number. But over 5%, of course, we have to have a hearing. Well, we're not over 5%, but I had to go up because we do now have a general administrative client who I've been working with every month, and she's very qualified, but she can't find a job. She's in health services, and she's got her master's degree in it, and I'm constantly working with her. It's part of her responsibility to the township for the stipend that we give her under general assistance. She has to be actively looking and seeking for work, and she's been doing that. So anyway, we have to provide for that, and our transportation for the disabled and the elderly. As you noticed on the bills to Washington Township, that was our quarterly contribution to the cost for ridership, and that's running right around $500 to $600 a quarter, which with the senior citizen services, we used to donate $2,000, so that part of it has gone up that much, but I'm getting more and more calls for people seeking transportation, so I had to increase both levies in general assistance and transportation line item. So right now the township levy is just under 2.58% increase. So that's if Joliet grants it. If they don't grant it, we got to live. Because I asked for around 3% last year, and they came in under 2%. So anyway, if you'll notice in the township levy that this is the one I want. Sign both of them, you would please, because I don't make a photocopy. So just sign both of them. They're the same thing. One of them goes to Joliet, and the other one, the yellow one, is the township copy that I keep. This way, if there's anybody wants to review the township levies, then at least the trustees have approved them. While the levies are going around, we can, has everybody had a chance to look at the bills? We can have a motion to approve the bills then. Jerry, with the motion, second please. Andrea, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we can pay the bills. The accounts are in excellent shape. I was a little bit concerned about the corporate account, and Bruce and I have discussed it. The corporate account was running a little short because Bruce has had some significant expenses earlier in the year, but we're looking good. So all the accounts are in the black, and we have 4 months left to go in the fiscal year, and it looks like we'll be carrying over a positive balances. So the upcoming seminar meetings that we've got coming up is January the 5th, Tuesday at 1 o'clock. I don't know of any other meetings that are coming up. And I wanted to bring up this time, I guess I forgot earlier, did everybody get that little memo from the group that was taking the movies for the last several years of the airport thing? Did you get a copy?
I got an email.
Email? Okay. Did you get emails on that?
Mm-hmm.
They're asking for donations for them to produce the movie now. I guess they got it all together, and I guess there's nothing going on. So I guess they want to put out this movie. It's a documentary. So you might see it on your email.
And who's doing this?
Judy, Judy Ogala sent it out, and George. I don't know if George had anything to do with it, but it's an email.
Well, I got a second email though after the first email, and apparently they didn't meet their goal for pledges. They didn't meet the dollar amount, so they had to go back to square one and start taking donations in a different way through a different company, I'll say. I don't know, but they didn't, on the initial request for funding, they didn't meet their goal. So I think they have to start over.
Oh, okay.
So, do it a different way.
Well, if you haven't seen the email, they're looking for, I think you can make donations. Mary said she sent a check. So I guess they're just taking the donations in that respect. They haven't approached the township with any requests. So until that happens, I'm not going to volunteer. Have you passed on both sides over here, on both the township and the district? Oh, interstate, okay. Thank you. That's what I thought it was, because I didn't know if you started with somebody different. So. And of course, as you're all aware, this levy is just a request for funding based on our assessment of what we're going to be needing for the next fiscal year, 2016-2017. Doesn't mean we're going to get necessarily that exact amount from Joliet, but usually it's been pretty close. You went through your levy process just recently too, didn't you?
That's one.
Yeah. Okay, well, Andrea's putting her John Henry there. We'll have a motion then to approve the levy as presented by the road district. Paul with a motion, a second. Warren with a second, all in favor? Aye. And then we'll need a motion then to approve the levy submitted by the supervisor for the township. Someone make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Jerry will. Second, please.
Second that one.
Warren, and all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, both levies then have been reviewed by the trustees, and motions to approve and submit them to Joliet as signed off on. Well, Andrew's finishing up over there. Paul will start to go around the rooms. Anything you want to say, Paul? Or observations? Jerry?
No.
Glenn?
No, not really.
Warren? No? Bruce?
I have one more correction to the minutes. It's 1.26 acres, not 1.62.
Ooh, yeah, thank you. When I looked at that, I said, I don't know if that's...
1.26.
1.26.
They got switched.
For your information, the transposition error, Glenn. Okay, that's what that is. Just, I mean, I'm sure you knew that.
I didn't say that.
Noreen, was there anything that you had that you'd like to follow up with?
No, I appreciate you letting me sit here and listen to your meeting. Thank you.
Daniel, do you have anything in the...
No.
Okay, good. Well, then I'll entertain a motion for adjournment. Paul, second? Jerry, all in favor? Aye. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Noreen, for being here. Make sure it works, because I checked them, Paul, or Warren. Yeah, we're fine. So.
computer.
Something on with that typewriter.
Yeah, right.
Somebody
This one is
switched the
different from
keys
the
when you
previous
were
one.
looking.
Yeah.
You get them
That
back,
little
right?
elf.
Yeah, great, thank you.
What's that?
Keep myself up late giving it to her.